Let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're exploring a strange, honestly pretty frustrating paradox of the human experience. Have you ever noticed how you can feel perfectly happy one moment, completely content with your life, and then literally a second later, you feel totally inadequate? It's like emotional whiplash. Well, we're going to break down exactly why our minds keep forcing us into this invisible competition with everyone around us.
So, why does someone else's success sometimes make you feel like a failure? It's a tough question to face, isn't it? You know the feeling. You're having a great day, and then you hear about a colleague's promotion, or you see a friend's brand new house, and suddenly your own joy just sours. It feels like your emotions get hijacked. This is the central psychological mystery we are about to solve, and the answer is deeply rooted in how we are fundamentally wired.
All right, let's start breaking this down with Section 1, the success paradox.
Okay, picture this. You finally achieved something you've been dreaming about for years. Maybe it's hitting a massive fitness goal, landing that dream job, or finally paying off a huge chunk of debt. You are absolutely on top of the world. You're feeling all that well-deserved pride. But then, you instantly open up social media. And just like that, your happiness completely evaporates. Why? Because you immediately scroll past someone who is richer, younger, or seemingly way more successful than you are right now. Suddenly, your monumental achievement feels tiny in the shadow of their curated perfection.
Now, if you've ever beaten yourself up for feeling jealous or deflated in those moments, I want you to stop right now. Seriously. The answer to this mystery is hidden right inside your brain. This sudden loss of happiness, it isn't a personal flaw. It doesn't mean you're petty, and it definitely doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It is actually a biological default. Your brain is quite literally acting exactly the way it was built to act.
Which brings us to Section 2, our evolutionary wiring.
To really understand this biological default, we have to rewind the clock way back into human history. Our ancient brains weren't primarily designed to keep us happy. They were designed to keep us alive. Thousands of years ago, keeping a close eye on your neighbors was absolutely essential for basic survival. By watching others and comparing our actions to theirs, we learned what was safe to eat, what was dangerous to approach, and how to improve our shelters and hunting techniques. Think about it. If you didn't constantly compare yourself to the rest of the tribe, you probably wouldn't survive the winter. It was a vital, life-saving learning tool.
But here is the major crux of the issue. What happens when you drop an ancient survival mechanism into the modern world? Well, that exact same survival system becomes a trap. We are dealing with a massive evolutionary mismatch here. The mechanism that once kept us alive in a harsh, unforgiving wilderness is now completely overwhelming our psychological well-being in the digital age. Let's look at exactly how that happens in Section 3, the social media illusion.
If our brains are basically dry tinder, biologically primed for comparison, then the internet is a flamethrower. It is the ultimate modern trigger that weaponizes our own biological instincts against us. In the past, you only ever compared yourself to your actual neighbors, maybe a few dozen people in your local village. That was a manageable, realistic sample size. But today your brain is trying to process comparisons against millions of carefully edited lives on the internet. You are no longer competing with the village. You are competing with the best of the entire globe, all delivered right to the palm of your hand.
And this is where the illusion gets truly toxic. You are comparing their curated highlight reel to your behind-the-scenes reality. You're sitting there eating a microwave dinner in your sweatpants after a super stressful 11 p.m. deadline, and you're comparing that visceral, messy reality to a photo of your friend lounging on a yacht in Santorini. It's a completely rigged game. You are matching their filtered smiles and perfectly staged milestones against your own failures, anxiety, and sleepless nights. Absolutely no one wins that comparison.
And the absolute worst part is that it's an endless cycle. Logically speaking, someone out there is always going to have more money. Someone will always have more followers. Someone will always have more raw talent. If your baseline for happiness depends on being ahead of everyone else in these categories, you will simply never feel like you are enough. It is a mathematical impossibility to be the best at everything, everywhere, all the time.
So how do we fix it? That brings us to Section 4, the only metric that matters.
Escaping this toxic trap doesn't mean you have to delete all your apps, sell your smartphone, and go live off the grid in the woods. Instead, it requires a very simple, yet profoundly cathartic, mindset shift. You have to consciously train your brain to stop asking, "Am I better than them?" and start asking this instead, "Am I better than yesterday?" Real growth, the kind that actually sustains your happiness and fulfillment, only begins when you replace external competition with internal progression.
Ultimately, the only comparison that truly matters in your entire life is between who you were in the past and who you are actively becoming today. If you are learning, growing, and inching forward, you are succeeding. Period. And that success is completely independent of whatever anyone else on your feed happens to be doing.
Because here is the profound truth we all really need to internalize. Your journey was never meant to look like anyone else's. Your starting line was different, your specific challenges are distinct to you, and your ultimate destination is uniquely yours. Trying to mirror the carefully edited timelines of total strangers online isn't just exhausting, it's practically erasing your own unique potential in the process.
You have to stop measuring your life with someone else's ruler. When you use external, often entirely fabricated standards for success, you are always going to come up short because that ruler just wasn't made for you. You have to deliberately put down their metrics and start building your own path, based entirely on your own values, your own passions, and your own timeline. So, I'm going to leave you with this one thought to chew on today. Who are you becoming when you finally build your own path? Just imagine the freedom, the clarity, and the boundless energy you'll have when you stop wasting it all on endless comparisons. What could you build? Who could you become? Take that question with you. Focus purely on your own internal growth, and let's see just how far your unique path can take you.